Writing programs in C requires at least two components: a text editor for writing the source code of the program and a compiler for compiling the code into an executable file. In this video, I will show you how you can download the most recommended text editor called Visual Studio Code, which supports plugins for different languages and is lightweight. It doesn't require use of lots of memory or space, and will also download an IDE code blocks, so you can have an option to choose from. If you are new here, welcome to Code Experience, and this is one of many videos in the series Mastering the C Programming Language. So stay tuned because we're about to get started. But before we start, let's talk about C compilers in particular. C compilers are programs that translate C code into machine code so that it can be executed by the computer. There are several C compilers available, each with its own features, optimizations, and idiosyncrasies. Here's an overview of some of the popular C compilers and how they differ. To start with, we have GCC, GNU Compiler Collection, which can run on Linux, on Windows through MinGW, and on macOS. Its main feature is its excellent standards compliance and support for various C standards. Then we have CLang or LLVM, which is also cross-platform and is known for its fast compilation and low memory usage. Following is MSVC, Microsoft Visual C++, which is another C compiler that runs only on Windows. It's integrated with Microsoft Visual Studio. Another one is Intel C Compiler, or ICC for short. It's equally cross-platform, offers fast code execution on Intel hardware compared to other compilers, and supports parallel programming models. Second to the last is TinyCC, or TCC for short. It is cross-platform, and as its name suggests, it's very small and lightweight, but it is extremely fast and it is commonly used for scripting and quick testing. Lastly is PCC, Portable C Compiler. It is equally cross-platform but mainly used on Unix-like systems. It is one of the oldest C compilers, dating back to the 1970s. Now, one of the questions that may arise when choosing a compiler is whether the compiler supports certain standards, especially if we want to use some of the features that were introduced in the latest standards. In this case, you can refer to this page. I will leave a link in the description. So if we turn to the survey of developers conducted by JetBrains in 2022, the share of using different compilers among developers was distributed as follows. As you can see here, we have GCC topping the list. And so for this video, we'll be using the GCC compiler. Alright, that was some useful information. Let's start the setup of our programming environment, starting with VS Code. So let's download VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Just go to your favorite web browser and type VS Code. I think this site, just look for the site that will be, I think this site will work. So just click on, since I'm using Windows operating system, if you're using Mac or any other operating system, you can check out how to download Visual Studio Code on your operating system. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to download Visual Studio Code on Windows. So just click on download and wait for it to download. So you can see here it's downloading. This will take some time depending on how fast your internet connection is. Alright, our download is done. So just go to the source file and double click. This is the license agreement. Just say I accept the agreement because we really need this app rather. And then I'll leave it on the default folder. To continue, click next. And then select additional tasks you'd like to set up to perform while installing Visual Studio Code. Create a desktop icon. Then next. And then click on install and wait for it to start installing. Alright, we are done with the installation. We now go to, so as you can see here, we have our Visual Studio Code. I had already installed Visual Studio Code before, so it's like brought back all the memories from before. But yeah, so now let's set up the extensions that we need to write C programs. So one of the extensions that you need is the C runner. So I think, yeah, C or C++, no, the code runner. I think mine is already installed. If you have not yet installed, I think mine is already installed. Like I said earlier, I had already downloaded this VS Code before, so it has just brought back the memories. So you can just press on install and the code runner will install. And so now we need to install the MinGW, which is the compiler that is used to run C programs. So just type in your browser MinGW and find where you can install from SourceForge. So I'm downloading the MinGW for Windows operating system. Just click on download and wait for it to download. Alright, so it's done. Just go to the source file, double click on it, click on install, installation directory, yeah, continue. As you can see here, the download is complete, so just press on continue. So this window will pop up and then you just have to download the GNU MinGW32 GCC and mark it for installation. And then you also need a base MinGW installation. So mark this for installation. And let's say the MinG32 GCC object C. And then go to this installation and say apply changes. Click on apply and then it will start the downloading. So they've downloaded successfully. Just have to click on close to close the dialog. After this, you can just close this as well. And then go to your search bar and look for environment variables. Edit system environment variables and open. Yes. And then click on go to your folder where the MinGW is downloaded from. Here it is. And go to the bin folder. Then click on this path. Copy the path and go back to environment variables. Click on environment variables. And then click on new under the system variables and press the path that you copied here. Just say MinGW. Click on OK. And there you have it. Click on OK and OK again. Now in order to check if the MinGW was correctly installed, you can just go to the command line, CMP, command prompt, and type gcc -- version. And click on enter and you see here the MinGW that we've just installed, version 6.3.0. So now that we've checked that we've successfully installed MinGW, we can now go to our Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now let's try to create a C program. New file. I'm going to name it hello.c. Yeah, I'll save it anywhere. Okay, I can replace it. And then I will not be explaining what I'm writing right now, but yeah, this is a normal C program. Storage. Hello, subscribe. Alright, so I've written just the simple C program. Let's see, I'll press Ctrl S to save the file, and let's see if our compiler is working. Alright, compiled successfully. That means, and you can see the output here, hello, subscribe. So our GCC is working in Visual Studio Code. So now I'm going to show you how to download CodeBlocks, which is another IDE that you can use to write C or C++ programs. So you can just go to your favorite browser. In my case, I'll use Google Chrome and just type CodeBlocks. Yeah, and then scroll down to where you can find a downloadable link. So yeah, I'll use this source from SourceForge. Yeah, and then you just click on download. You just have to be patient and wait for it to start downloading. Okay, it started downloading. Depending on how fast your internet connection is, this will take some time. Make sure that the download file that you're downloading has the MinGW, which is the compiler that is used for C and C++ programs. All right, we are done. So now that it has downloaded, just go to the source folder where it is located and click on it, double click on it. And then it's asking us if we want to allow this app. Of course, even though it is from an unknown publisher, but we trust this app, so click on yes. And then CodeBlocks will begin to install. You can just click on agree, and then to install these packages, these plugins, click on next, and then the destination folder you can change if you want to, but I'll leave the default setting. And then wait for it to download. It's asking us if you want to run the CodeBlocks now. Yes. So the installation is complete. Just click on next. And there you have it. CodeBlocks will soon open. So this is CodeBlocks. To begin writing your C program, you just have to go to here on file, then new. It can be an empty file or a project, depending on which type of file you want to create. But I'll create a new project and then click on console application. And then click on go. Since the language that we'll be coding in is C and not C++, so you click on C and then go to next. And then you name your project. Let me just call it hello. And then this is the folder where your project will be created. If you want to change it, in my case, I want to change it to something else. So yeah, I want my projects to be in this folder, C programs. Select folder. Say I've changed the folder where all my projects will go. And as you can see here, our file name is hello with this extension. So now I can click on yes. And as you can see here, there are different compilers, but we'll use the GNU GCC compiler. Then press on finish. And then as you can see here on the workspace, this is the name of our project, and then the source code is in the sources folder. So you just click on main.c to see what's in there. So you can see the already default program that says hello world is already inside. So to run this program, you just click on this green play button that says run. It seems that this project has not yet been built. Do you want to build it? Okay, so you can press yes. And there you go. Hello world has been printed to your screen. So this is where you can create your C programs. That is if you choose CodeBlocks to be your development environment. So keep learning and happy coding.